There's a lot to say about this topic. Settling for scraps. I'm going to talk about settling for scraps in your relationship. But you could look at this anywhere. You could look at this, you could take this conversation and apply it to your relationship with money, with your relationship with your work in the world, anywhere. But we're going to look inside romantic relationships because that's my ultimate favorite place to look. And so how this shows up, you might be like, oh, I don't settle in my relationship. But here's the thing about settling. Those who settle don't know that they're doing it consciously. So it's not like, oh, you know what, today I think I'm going to settle in my relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's not. In fact, what usually happens is there's a lot of self-righteousness and a lot of controlling behavior and demanding or self-abandonment, like all these cute codependent things that come up to protect us from having what we want. Which I know doesn't make much sense, right? Like we say we want deeper intimacy. We say we want, hotter sex or like whatever it is that like, oh, my partner's just not available for it. Or my partner isn't on the personal development path. So they're just not capable. Or like, and so, like, look what I have to like, either we like demand that our partner like get it together and give us what we want, or we like pretend we don't want it that much, or we like compromise but in a way that's not true, right? Like there's actually a way to reach, I don't love the word compromise, but a way to reach agreement that is actually truly good, but that has a different energy. And so this energy of settling for scraps in relationship, it's, oh man, there's so many pieces to this, but so there's codependency, and then there's like lack of approval for what you actually want, lack of being able to, or like the inability to be with the abundance that you have, the abundance of like opportunity for love, sex, the intimacy that you say you want. Like it's right there. But then we like say, well, it shouldn't look like this, or this just feels like conflict, or this just feels like I'm outgrowing my partner, or this just feels like me and my partner are too different. But these are all ways that we turn away from exactly where we could have the love, the intimacy, and the sex that we want. And the shared purpose. I talk about that too in relationships. Like, people complain, like, I feel like I'm on my own, like, we're not really a team. We're not really creating anything together. Like, like they're doing their thing and I'm doing my thing. And like, yeah, like life is good, but like we don't really have something that's just like ours that we're creating. And you just have to ask yourself, like, where are you not specifically asking for what you want? So this has to do with like approval for what you want. And sometimes we say, we'll be like, well, I did ask. I did say I want, deeper connection, or like I want, like let's talk every Friday night, or like whatever the ask is. We think we're being specific, but if you think you're being specific, you probably need to be even more specific, is what I'm trying to say. It's when you say, what I really want is to have a chat every Friday and we're going to talk about these things. Like, we're going to talk about the things that we appreciate about each other, and we're going to talk about the things that have been like getting under our skin and we've just been kind of shrugging it off. Like, that's specific. And the real motivation for this conversation is to see each other, but we don't say that. We're like, I want to feel closer to you, so we should be talking every Friday night. And then there becomes this kind of like shoulding energy, and like what we have isn't enough energy. So desire, when you have the desire to experience more in your relationship, if it feels like a poverty, if there's like a sense of poverty around it, or like lack, like there's not enough, more often than not, you're turning away from where it's already available. And here's the other thing with relationship is like, there's ways to get the connection and the intimacy, the love, the sexuality, like juice, satisfaction met, even like outside of the relationship. But then we don't look there either. And then we expect our partner to like fulfill on all the things and like read our minds, or even if we do ask a request, like, you should know what I mean by I want more connection. like even our requests, if we do ask them, aren't specific enough. So there's still a little like mind reading expected. So it's like, and we're scared to want what we want because we're afraid our partner can't give it to us, right? And so then we decide my partner isn't available. They're not doing personal development work, so they can't give me what I need. But without even asking them, like specifically, hey, would you specifically be up for this? Would you like to go to a retreat with me? And this is a specific retreat we're going to go through these experiences. Because what I'm committed to experiencing with you is love and intimacy. I want to see you and I want to be seen. But we don't ask those things. And so we think, oh, they're not the right person for me, or, oh, we just outgrew each other, or whatever. And we release the relationship without ever really addressing the deeper things. So this thing is just going to keep following you in every relationship because it's your inability to be with your own desire and give it full approval without demanding it, right? This is where we get tripped up. Like women on the desire journey, they get so excited about finally letting themselves feel what they want that then they have to have it. And it's like, and they think it has to look a certain way, right? Because it's fun to get specific, but like about your desires. But what you're really looking for is an experience. So if they don't want, if your partner can't meet you in that specific request, right? Come up with another one. Like there's a million ways to get love and connection, right? And so we're just so funny. We just like are just so sure we can't have what we want. So then we're like, well, peace out. I'm going to move on to the next thing. But this is relationship. This is going to follow you in every single relationship. Thanks for tuning in and for the thumbs up. Let me know what your thoughts are, like anything confusing, anything that you're agreeing with, any specifics you want to know, put them in the chat and I can respond later. So settling for scraps. Most people think it's because their partner can't give them what they want. And I'm here to tell you that it's because you won't give yourself what you want. And it's either like maybe you want connection and you don't have any connection in your world. And so you're looking at your partner to give it all to you. And maybe it's both. Maybe you want more connection with your partner and you need more community. It probably is both. Most people are like starving of community, like really deep community, being seen, being held, being loved and championed. Right? So if we're starving from that, like our partner will never be able to satisfy us there because it's not meant for one person to satisfy us in, right? And then once you give yourself approval for that desire, and then how can I already get it met with what's right in front of me with my partner? Where is the connection already available? The intimacy that I'm turning away from. Where else can I get it that I haven't created and I haven't asked for specifically? I had this resentment. So what ends up happening is we become like resentful or like self-righteous. Like, I'm amazing. Why don't they want to connect with me? I'm amazing. Why don't I have community? I'm amazing. Why doesn't my partner, want to give me what I want? Like, and we have this like self-righteousness around it. Or sometimes we just make ourselves bad and wrong, right? Like all sorts of really fun things come out of that. But so what the story I want to share with you is how I was experiencing this with women in friendships. And I've been saying for years, I'm like, I want more friends. I meet cool people all the time, but then like we don't stay friends and I'm sad and no one wants to be my friend, you know, but I don't get it because I'm so awesome. Like, who doesn't want to be my friend? What is going on here? You know, I'm like so frustrated and really, really in a lot of pain around it. Like, I keep trying and like, I ask people to hang out and then like they flake, or sometimes I flake, or, you know, LA is just really hard because there's so much traffic and blah, 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 like all these really good reasons. And some of them have some validity. But I never actually said to a woman, one of, you know, these friends that I'm creating friendships with, exactly what I wanted. I never actually said, hey, what I really want to do is like watch a movie and like snuggle. What I really want to do is go skinny dipping. What I really want to do is share with you my new project, and I want you to like cheer for me. Like, we don't actually say that. And then we're like, but I want connection with women. Why am I not getting it on a silver platter? Because we're not asking for it. Really, you know, asking someone to go to meet for coffee is not the same thing, because that's not actually what I want. I don't actually want to meet for coffee. I want to go skinny dipping. So do you see what I'm saying? And lots of other things. And if a woman isn't available, this is like great. You can parlay this into relationship with, you know, your significant other. And if she doesn't want to go skinny dipping, like, great. How else do you want to connect? Same thing with my husband. Like, if he doesn't want to go dancing, I love dancing. He doesn't want to go dancing. Okay, great. How else do you want to connect? Like, what would be fun for you? And then I come up with other things. What would be fun? Like, if you feel like, well, those are the only ways that I can really connect, like, you need to get over yourself. Like, I just can't, because no one's going to be able to satisfy that for you. It's like an unwillingness to be satisfied is what that is, you know? So settling for scraps. It's you and your unwillingness to feel what you actually want, to ask specifically what you want, see how you can already get what you want with what is already right in front of you. And from that satiation, from like, oh my God, everything I want's right here, you can want more, but it's wanting more, not from lack. It's wanting more because it's fun. And then you get to be creative with what that could look like, and you get to specifically ask for it. And if they say yes or no, it's no big deal, because it's like, because you're already like satisfied. You already always get the connection, sex, shared purpose, love that you want, because it comes from you. You create the love, connection, deep intimacy, sex, purpose that you want. Comes from you. And then you invite people specifically into it. And you allow life to give it to you. And it's already giving it to you. And you feel and let it in. And if they say yes or no, keep going and keep asking for what you want. Not because they have to give it to you, but because it's fun and because you already have enough. It's a different energy, right? It feels good. Then it feels good for your spouse to be like, yeah, let's do that. Or like your friend, yeah, let's do that. And wouldn't you know, after I realized this pattern with women, with friends, I all of a sudden had all these, I have all these women knocking on my door to hang out. And I was like, where were they before? Well, I wasn't available for them because I was resentful and self-righteous about how they should be trying harder when I didn't even ask for what I wanted. And this also, you know, was a thing in my marriage, like demanding more connection from my husband when what I wanted was more sisterhood and friends. Asking him for something that wasn't for him to give me. Like, he can't be a sister. He's my husband. Like, so, oh, we're just so funny. Anywho, I hope this is supportive. Let me know what shows up for you. And so, yeah, I was settling for scraps in a way with my sisterhood, with my friendships, with inside of my marriage, because of all those things I just named. I wouldn't let myself feel what I wanted. Wouldn't let myself have it, what's already in front of me. I wouldn't ask for it specifically. I wasn't okay with yes or no. I mean, I was more okay with yes. But even then, I was grippy. Like, I was just like, the energy was like impoverished. Right? There's not enough. There's not enough. No one wants me. And of course, that's repelling. Like, when no one wants to be your friend or your lover when you come from that. And I don't mean that to be judgmental, but it's just like, clean that up. It's yours. Settling for scraps is your creation. And I love you. And I've been there. And so that's why I love working with hungry women, because hungry women end up settling for scraps. It's hilarious. We're so hungry. We're like, I don't even know how to have that, what I want. What if it's never satisfying? I'm just always hungry. Well, great question. Let's start there. Let yourself, what do you want? And then allow yourself to have it. It's right in front of you. And then get specific and get creative and stay open. All right. Love you. And, I would love to invite you into something. So if you are like, I need more of this in my life, I need chocolate in my pocket, you can have me in your pocket. Because what you really want, it's not really me in your pocket that you want, is like you want to remember the truth. Because I'm speaking some truth, and that what I'm speaking will really support you in creating the relationship that you actually want to be in. And it's right in front of you. So I have a 6-month program called Lover. It's starting November 19th. And it's for women who are in loving yet lacking. It feels like lack, right? Like not enough. It doesn't feel like enough relationships, or you feel like you're mismatched, or like you're outgrowing your partner, or your partner's not as into personal development, and you're just like, I don't think we can do this. And you're in this like quandary, like, should I stay or should I go? Some of you might not be in that specific like urgency. You might be like starting to feel it coming on, like, I don't know if I'm satisfied here, but I don't want to look at that. Some of you might be really feeling it, like, I'm really not satisfied, and should I stay or should I go, So it's for those women who aren't deeply satisfied in their relationships, and for those who are actually at that point, that turning point, like, should I stay or should I go? And so what I'm offering are complimentary 30-minute calls. And these 30-minute calls are called Till Death Do Us Part? ? Because you have a question mark around that. Like, either I feel like I'm dying in this relationship, maybe I should leave it. If I stay, how do I get deeply satisfied with all these differences and things I'm contending with this partner? And you're feeling starving, and you're afraid of your hunger. So this is for hungry lovers everywhere who are settling for scraps and are ready to experience the satisfaction that you crave. Okay, yeah, so it starts November 19th on the full moon on Friday. It's going to be really powerful. And the 30-minute free calls is an opportunity for me to connect with you and to hear what's really going on. It's like an honest check-in. It's like when you go to the doctor for an initial consult and you're like, okay, this is what's going on. These are the symptoms. This is what's going on for me. And then I will give you the prescription from there, and it may be Lover, probably, if you're resonating with this, but we may not be a match. I might not be the best person to support you in it, in whatever you're dealing with. So if it is what I'm pointing to, then I am, but if it's something else, and that's what we're going to get to the bottom of in that 30-minute call, then I'll refer you to whatever would most best support you. And so you can book that 30-minute call, Till Death Do Us Part connection call, whenever you choose to have more than what you have, knowing that what you have is enough, right? When you're ready for more than enough, and you're done settling for scraps, come talk. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Sending so much love.